Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Picky Choco, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about some exciting new news, so I'll just mention some of those quickly. So a new info on all the potential reruns that might happen in the upcoming future, updated Baal pre-analysis skills info, new THOMA and ALOY info, with some new release dates and possible skills, which is very interesting, and new 2.1 anniversary related news, which also includes Primogems for Baal. So basically, tons of new news, but before we get into that, I'd just like to ask if you want to enter the 2 blessings giveaway. It's the topmost link in the description, and make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. Alright, now that we're done talking, let's actually get into the video right now. Boom. So the first thing that we'll talk about is the new Baal and Thoma news. So I'll just pop off a screenshot that was briefly discussed on the forums. So according to the latest pre-analysis speculations, Baal aka Raiden Shogun might be released during 2.1, which is Genshin Anniversary. So this has kind of been made official by MiHoYo themselves. Now talking about her compatibility in a party, overall she looks like a good recharge unit, and her weapon style possibly involves a polearm, which is supposed from the 2.0 fight scenes. Now talking about her skills, her burst looks promising and might be delivered by a sword, and the burst animation duration might be similar to Zhongli. Now considering all the pre-release analysis, she is speculated to be a good sub DPS. Now talking about the pre-farming, it is suggested for all the players to be ready with Mora, talent books, and all the artifacts, as in 2.1 there will be new events and an introduction to the new islands. So pre-farming will help a lot of players in avoiding the burnout and save their time, which might be utilized in the exploration, as 2.1 is also expected to give a good amount of Primogems. So now moving on to Thoma, he's said to be a chief retainer of the Kamisato clan and has a close contact with both Ayato and Ayaka. He's supposed to be having a pyro element, which was showcased in 2.0 cutscenes. Now talking about his mechanics, in the earlier speculations, he was termed as Budget Hutao, but according to the newest speculations, all those plans might have been scrapped and the new mechanics might have been added. Now talking about his rarity, he's likely to be a 4-star, having a polearm weapon, which is supported on the basis of character model. He might be released in 2.2, if not then 2.3 if possible, along with some reruns. So it will be very interesting to watch as to how MiHoYo sets up these new characters and their mechanics in the upcoming patches. Now moving on to all the potential reruns that might happen in the future. So I hopped on some forums and found an info which was speculated by some uncles. So the chances of rerun for version 2.1 are likely very less, considering the possibility of new lineups. So technically, if we consider the rerun lineup, Albedo is supposed to be in the first spot, but for now might be scheduled to a later date because of the current marketing strategy, as primary focus might be given to the Liwa characters. So if they think of introducing a rerun in the future, there's a high chance for Ganyu or Xiao to return. Now talking about Hutao, currently there seems to be no additional information that might give us an idea about her rerun. Now this is my sort of personal opinion that Hutao might be kept as a surprise card, so the reruns are likely to be introduced when the patch seems to have less content to explore, and that might be considered as a time to introduce some well-known character into the game. But right now, tons of new content is awaiting its release, which is likely to delay the initial rerun plans. So it will be very interesting to watch as to how and when MiHoYo introduces these reruns, as timing will be very important. Now moving on to latest 2.1 Inazuma news. So the total amount of Primogems that the players can easily get, assuming that you haven't spent any single Primogem in 2.0, the total amount of Primogems that a player can get is around 18 to 20k. So that's indeed a big juicy amount, and if you plan to not summon on the first day itself, there's even a chance of getting higher amount of Primogems that will ensure that you get Baal. Now talking about weapons, there is a possibility that new weapons might be introduced in this 2.1 patch, along with some new enemies and new challenges. Yes, and I forgot to mention one important ALOY update. So the new Horizon Forbidden West, which was initially planned for winter 2021, timing it perfectly with Genshin ALOY promotion, has been reportedly delayed to 2022. But according to the speculations, her initial release date in Genshin Impact will not be delayed. Instead, there might be a second drop or a rerun rerun introduced when the game actually releases in 2022. So this is indeed a very good news, as ALOY will be the first free 5-star cryo character that the players will likely receive in version 2.1 and 2.2. Overall, I'm very hyped and excited for 2.1. So that's basically it for today's video. Just thought I'll update y'all on the latest news about new potential rerun plans that might happen in the future, update on Baal, Thoma, and the latest 2.1 news which everyone is excited about. So I hope this video was helpful, so make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. As always, I'll see you all in the next video with some interesting new news. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.